Hello, everyone. Can you hear me now? Let me check that first. Jack. Hello, Colonel. What's going on? Wookie Wookie. How you doing? MK. Hello from Poland. He or she says. MK, don't forget the protocol. Age, gender, and we know where you're tuning in from. Poland. Jack says Christmas is almost upon us. Yes, it is, isn't it? And what a wonderful season it is. From October, it starts feeling like Christmas, especially after Halloween. And so it's a wonderful environment, wonderful mood. Um, Generally, I guess, this is how it goes at this season. And everybody feels a little bit more hopeful and something special about the season. And he says, I go home on the 20th for Christmas break. Good. So you'll have about a week, I guess. And I haven't seen family for 7 weeks. Oh, yeah, I know how that feels. Well, 7 weeks. When I was in the army, after initial training of, I don't know, many months, we would get to go home weekend just for a day. But 7 weeks, yeah. But at the beginning, we couldn't go home at all. It was just all training. Military life, he says, is good, but it comes with a sacrifice. Of course it does. Michael from Poland. Age, Michael. 3 little things: age, gender, and where you're tuning it from. It's like M for male, age, whatever it is, F for female, or whatever your gender is you signified with, and then where you're tuning in from. So that would help me a little bit to know where I'm talking to, who I'm talking to, and how to tailor the responses based on age, gender, and so on. It would be helpful. 32, male from Warsaw. Warsaw. Is it Warsaw? Warklaw? You mean Warsaw? Good. Thank you. Is it your first time here, Michael? I guess it is. So, how many of you guys have seen the new little promo I've just uploaded last night? It's a 4-minute one. Actually, there's only 3 of you here, so I should have said which one of you instead of how many of you. There we go. Just don't hurry, all of you talk at the same time, just one at a time. Just don't rush in the response. Michael says it's my first time. Welcome, Michael. Glad that you could find us. And Michael, how did you find us? Because we are one of the best kept secret of the YouTube. Hardly anybody finds us, and when they do, of course, they appreciate it, and they never leave us, as far as I know, at least. And we get lots of wonderful emails of thank yous and appreciation for the content. But our problem is we are not found. In fact, yesterday I was with a friend of mine in the office, and I asked him if he could just click on YouTube and look for a topic of breakup. And he did, and lo and behold, I wasn't being to be found. Like, for hundreds of thumbnails passed by, and I wasn't there. So we know there's a problem. We know that we are not visible somehow. I don't know. And we know so many other channels, which many of you, or most of you, or many of you have told me they don't help, or they don't have the right content that you're looking for. But they've got like 800,000 subscribers or viewers, and we don't know how that happens, how they're recognized like that, and we are not. But anyhow, firsthand, I could see it yesterday. Somebody else from a different computer tried and couldn't find me. I wasn't there. And no wonder. After 5 years, we only have 18,600 subscribers, which I'm sure it could have been, I don't know, 1.8 million with the type of content that we have and helpful channel that we have turned out to be, and the support that we offer and is available on the channel. And I hope that you all would take a look at the 4-minute intro video I made yesterday, uploaded, and it's the intro trailer for our channel, and hopefully I might be using it for a promo on YouTube to drum up our channel, introduce our channel. However, for the life of me, I can't still tell, and I say that every time. I know I'm like a broken record now, but I'm surprised. I mean, we do everything right. Quality of camera is good, thumbnails are not bad, content is good, tags are correct. We're still not found, and yet channels that don't really measure up, they're there first and foremost, or within the first page. So anybody has a ability to help us or to promote us somehow, please go ahead, share us, do something. Jordan Barnett says, I just don't understand how you can break up with someone over a text message. We were together for a whole year and I've not heard from her since the breakup. Well, that is not a reflection on you, Jordan. That is a reflection on her. And that tells you that what you were thinking of her, as high as you thought of her, wasn't the right character for you. And perhaps it's a blessing in disguise that you guys are not together. Because what if this kind of a person who doesn't have enough courage to meet you and talk to you and appreciate the time that you had together, but it's not working out, or for one reason or another she wants to move on, or the fact that she hardly knows who she is at this age. I don't know how old you guys are. You forgot to mention that. Jordan, get on with it. Gender, age, and where you tuning in from? Well, gender I know now, but so that would help me out to tailor my response. Will you kindly, quickly, and I read the rest of your message here. And he says, I thought she was the one, and it upsets me so much that she ended it over a text message. Should I try to get her back or simply leave it and move on? You know the answer, don't you? And before that, give me the credentials. Oh, there he goes. Jordan is up there. One more. I missed your first thing. So my bad here. Jordan says, hi Mehran, I'm Jordan 22 from the UK. Hello Jordan 22 from UK. And he says, I recently spoke to you over an email. Oh, did you now? Thank you so much for that. However, I'm still struggling to come to terms that she is gone. Ah, I remember now. It was just a few days ago. And I wondered because I never got an email back telling me that you got the recording. As you all know, we have a support system on the site. If you go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com, plus the fact that you can purchase the books or the ebooks, either version, whichever suits your pocketbook. And plus the fact that there is a collective of a package called the Ultimate Breakup Cure, which has lots of perks, discounts on Skype conversation, consultation, and the videos that are possibly not listed, some of them, and also the mindset, the PDF file that can be downloaded, and so on, and many other little things. And also Skype consultation is available. They can click on, make an appointment, and have a Skype consultation with him. Plus, we have another system that is for people who can't necessarily afford the Skype at the moment, but they want some answers, and they can go on the email part and pay a nominal fee of, I don't know, $10, and put their question there, and then I will record a recording, a voice recording, and it could be anywhere from 5-6 minutes to 8 minutes, because that's how far it takes for it to travel, otherwise it won't go. The file will be too big and it won't go. So you can always use that. And I guess Jordan used one of those, and I didn't hear back to make sure that you got it, which I did ask you to do that. Damn it! Now, so Jordan 22. Yes, I remember. You're 22 years old. At this age, you hardly know anything about yourself. You think you do. You know who you are as far as you know, your interests are, but you see a girl, you get interested, and that's pretty much all you can tell about why you want to be in a relationship, because you're programmed as a heterosexual male. You're programmed for procreation. In your genes, you love women, so you see them and you're turned on. When you're turned on, you think, well, that's a sign that she's the right match. No, that is not a sign that she's the right match. That is just because the way you've been put together. You're a heterosexual male, and this is how your programming is. You get turned on when you see a woman of the right age, mature adult age, and you are interested to get to know her. That's got nothing to do with her qualifications. She's done nothing to do. She's done nothing to create that feeling in you. That is how you're packaged. That's how you're put together. It's your capabilities to be interested in a woman. It's not because she's done something special. So that cannot be an evidence of her being the right match for you. It just nothing from her part has been offered, other than that's how she's been born and that's how she looks, and you're programmed to respond to that. But most of you think just because you like a girl, because you're excited, and you don't understand that this is how you're put together, this is a way for you to react when you see a woman, but it's not an evidence of the woman having created and made and accomplished something out of herself, and therefore she's impressed you with her certain criteria or accomplishments, or shown value for her efforts. None. So if you separate your interest that is in your genes, your program, from the persona that she is, who she is, how she acts and reacts, how she negotiates the world and life, how she treats you, how she interacts with you. Can I bond with her consciousness? Are our consciousnesses compatible? Can we actually feel each other, that we are growing together and stimulating each other on the consciousness level? That is where your relationship takes place or breaks, on the consciousness level. You may be attracted to a woman because of the way you're put together and she's put together, but you're not having a relationship with her physical appearance. That's a physical relationship that doesn't go any further than what it is. It's not dynamic to grow. You're a heterosexual male, she is a heterosexual female, you're attracted to each other. That's has nothing to do with who she is or who you are. People get into a relationship based on who they are and how they bond with each other on consciousness level, how they're compatible and treat each other. And that is exactly why you guys break up. You don't break up because one of you is suddenly no longer looks the way he or she did. It's because you guys find it that you are growing on separate directions, on different tangents on the consciousness level. And that causes the breakup. And we have discussed in detail on this channel, which we have about 2,000 videos about breakups and why you feel the way you do and you act and react the way you do, and how to understand it and how to identify what's going on and how to move on. But in the meantime, you should remember that your relationship, it may be starting with the physical attraction, but it doesn't grow based on the physical attraction, and it doesn't necessarily break down because of the physical reasons, because she still and you still look the same when you guys got together a year ago. So that's not because one of you just simply looks way differently than you when you guys were attracted to each other. That hasn't changed much. So what did? You can tell. What did change is exactly what you guys liked about each other at the beginning, beside the physical part, the mental part, the consciousness, where you guys interacted with each other based on what you knew about yourself at the time and based on what you expected from a partner, a girlfriend, or for in her case, a boyfriend at the time. But as you grew a year older, your consciousness changed. You grew. And now you know a little bit more about yourself. And you expect a little bit differently what you were hoping to experience or to develop with alongside. And for her, it's the same. For you, it's the same. Now, she might have, gone a different tangent a little bit sooner than usually would be. People at age 22 could last a couple of years of relationship. But she might have definitely, not might have, definitely wasn't the right choice for now. Maybe she was for then, when you guys were like a year ago. But at this time, obviously you can see the changes in her, and then for that reason, you can see that you're not compatible anymore. Why? Because she doesn't want to be with you anymore. And that doesn't take anything away from you. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong or bad about you, or if somebody else is better than you. Not at all. It just means that her state of being, the stage that she is in life, is not a stable stage to know and to be clear for her what she's like and what she's looking for. She just wants to experience this and that. Maybe perhaps because she thinks through that she gets popularity or value or affirmation. She may not be sure of herself, or she may not really know who she is, what she's looking for, what life is all about. She's just in the warm-up situation or trying to learn or experience things. And that's how it goes with people at your age. Boys or girls, both goes through, all genders, they go through the same things. So on that note, let it go. Big deal. You're 22 years old. You're supposed to have another bunch of different number of relationship experiences until you get to an age of maybe 27, 28. You begin to know who you are, and you settle down in your age and your outlook of life, and you have accomplished certain things, given you confidence that you never had, and now you approach girls' life differently. You think highly of yourself, much better than before. You know what you are all about, what you're looking for, what kind of woman you're looking for, and then you expect things now. At this age that you're right now, you're expecting it. As long as she's good looking, turns you on, that's all you expect. You don't know anything more to expect. But at age 28, 29, 27, you know a lot more about yourself, and you do know what you're looking for, and then you will expect a certain criteria and qualifications from the girl that you might be interested in. That expectation and standards begins to shape a proper search for what you're looking for to have a relationship with. And that's the time. For now, enjoy it for what it was, that's all. And don't even bother going after her. Not at all. Especially when a woman or a person, woman or man, whichever, doesn't have enough courage to actually respect the time that you guys were together and over a cup of tea chat about how the relationship has grown or not grown or gone towards different directions and tangents, and then separate by having a nice chat, and that would be it. On the phone or on text is so cowardly, no? Or maybe to her, that's how much it was worth, and that further disqualifies her from you thinking about her any further, and just enjoy what it was and learn from it and move on. That's it. No worries anymore. MK says, Jordan, I know, okay, you're talking Jordan. And Dawn says, hello, my love. Hello, darling. How have you been? And she says, hope you're okay. I'm good. I've got my tea here, and it's a foggy day out there. You know, it's kind of like your neck of the wood. I guess London fog has, has moved up here. And it's Christmas time. The moods are changing here, and streets look pretty, and all the lights and so on. It's an amazing mood, as always, Christmas time. And she says, I'm off work tonight, so nice and warm and cozy at home. Oh yeah, isn't that nice? Wonderful. Sometimes I make myself a cocoa, and not the strong one because there's sugar in it, but it makes a whole lot of difference in the mood, actually. When it's cold out there, you have a nice movie on or do your work. And she says, my mouth is feeling much better this week. Your mouth? What was wrong with your mouth, darling? I never heard there was something wrong with your mouth. Although I don't know how any of you look really with those little thumbnails, but it looks like a good mouth to me. Oh yeah, you had a tooth worked. Yeah. Now I get it. So good. Dude, now you can. Yes. I remembered. I didn't see your comment right now, but I just remembered before you actually put that in. Yes, your tooth, the pull-out thingy, the molars that you could. Good. Yeah, I'm sure the doctor gave you antibiotics to make sure that you wouldn't get any trouble, cause any trouble for you. Well, good. Now you can have nice hot warm tea and cocoa and enjoy the coziness. It must be nighttime there, isn't it? It must be, what, 9 o'clock at night? Yeah. And Luna says, good evening, Mehran. Hello, Luna. Says, how are you? Thank you, dear. She says, female, 35 UK. So glad to have caught you today. I'm delighted to be here, guys, and I'm looking forward to have a lot more of you show up when we have a live talk. I just put up a 4-minute intro for the channel. If you guys haven't seen it, take a look at it and let me know what you think. And I'm hoping that maybe I can kind of find a budget to put an ad on YouTube itself using that 4-minute thingy. And so maybe we will introduce the channel through that and get more interest and subscribers. We have a terrible time getting to be visible and to be seen on YouTube. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, just clicked on YouTube and typed in breakup, and I wasn't there to be shown. But once finally he chose a sentence or a wording that it brought me out, then suddenly I had a lot more on that page. All kinds of my videos were showing. But to begin with, I wasn't there to be found, even though my wording and tags, recognition, or the titles were in the same ballpark of many other videos that had come up right at the top. So I don't know what's wrong. I will hope that we'll be promoted somehow. Look, for example, for the type of content that we have, and over about 2,000 videos that we have 11 people here. It's just something wrong. Who can figure that out? I don't know. Now, Sumya Dip Psyche says, sir, she said she will not marry other, but I don't see such seriousness. She doesn't even call for 2-3 days sometimes. I'm 21. Psyche, you're 21. You've got no business wanting to marry anybody. Just focus on your studies, focus on your job, focus on making money, focus on building life. And then the right girl, if she has the right head on her shoulder and you guys hit it off all right, then you will not have these challenges that she doesn't, she does, she wants this, she doesn't want, she doesn't take, she does right. These are all games that tells you either they are full of it and they just want to play game to see what other things are available, string you along, or they're just not interested. And if they're not interested, that they won't text you for 2 or 3 days at a time, then the hell with that relationship. What kind of relationship is that? It's just one-sided infatuation that you might have for girls, for that girl, which is not something special, because heterosexual boys have these feelings for almost any girl who is of the legal age. So therefore, it's not like you have to make sure that she likes you. No, she doesn't. Move on. And Don says, yes, 9:10 p.m. I'm not feeling Christmas at all. Why? It's not a nice time of year for me. Why? Thankfully, I will be working Christmas Day, night, right through to early January with just 2 nights off. Why? What happened around Christmas in the past? Have you lost someone? Or is it this Christmas that something has happened? Or is it that you remember last Christmas you were with your loved one in a relationship, and this year is not, so you're now making it as if it's supposed to be a suffering time because there is some kind of a memory about this time of the year, and you're punishing this year's Christmas for how last year was, instead of celebrating each one separately. You celebrated that one for what it was, and you celebrate this one for what it's going to be and how it's going to be. This is life. This is not about somebody's presence in your life making it special or not, unless some loved one passed. It's not a breakup, it's just something that you were not in control of, like someone left the earth. And yeah, I can understand that would be an experience that you wouldn't be happy about, of course. Yeah, for that, of course, if that's the case, I'm very sorry. Yes, that's true. But we all have loved ones that we have lost. It's unfortunate. As unfortunate as it is, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, who's closer to us than our father, our mother, our sons, or our daughters? And if one loses, in my case, his dad, like many people have, that's very devastating. That's very sad. But even that, somehow we manage. Why? Because there's no chance. There's no other chance. You either go forward or you die. It's not a choice. You're in front of in the back is the valley, you fall, the cliff, and in front is the mountain. You've got no choice. You've got to go up. Otherwise, you fall down and you die. So, every one of us, when we face such tremendously bad time of life, which happens to almost everyone, not almost everyone, we have to go on. We have no choice. It's not like that we go on, we prefer, we say, okay, it's all right, we go on. No, we have to go on, because you know why? One reason that we go on is that because we want to keep that memory. We want to be alive and successful and happy, so we can have those moments of sitting and having a cup of tea and remembering our dad, remembering our loved one, remembering how things was. We want to keep that memory alive. For that alone, we should live. We should continue. We should go on. We should be happy, so we can remember them in happiness, so they can be proud of us that we made it, even though we had the most devastating thing in our life, but losing them, and yet They can see that we are making it. We are still making something out of it. We're capable and powerful. That's exactly what they were hoping for. That's all they ask, even right now. So, if that's the case, I hope you identify with that. And now, let's see. Don says, I just hate Christmas. My mom was buried on Christmas. There we go. There we go. Buried on Christmas Eve. And over the last 10 years, I have lost all my family. It's just me and my 2 children left now. They will be doing their own thing. Yes, let them do their own thing. They, God forbid, and unfortunately, they will have their share of things that they have to deal with. They don't need to deal with the stuff that we have dealt already. In your case, you have dealt. So let them be as you have. Let them do their own things and be happy, and at least don't let them see you have such feelings about Christmas, which would pretty much takes away what they could feel about Christmas, because they feel they love their mom and they want to respect, honor her. Therefore, they will also team up with you and feel bad on Christmas, or at least they don't feel good if they feel good at Christmas, because mom doesn't. So I'm sure the kind of girl that I think you are, you probably dealt with it with a straight face and they don't see it. Don says, I will be working, so I won't be on my own. I know it sounds pathetic. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But that's how it is for all of us at these sort of emotional times. Says, I'm still trying to come to terms with losing my dad too. Well, it's not something you got to come to term. It's something that was going to happen. But our father, I mean, in my case, in everyone's case, our parents, but we're talking about one right now, and happens to be our father. Fathers, again, parents in general, but we're talking about fathers right now. Fathers are like God. They are the authority when we were a child. They help us, they protect us, they work and bring food to the table, and they're like gods. They've got all the answers that we don't know at the time. So when they leave us, there's a big cavity. We feel it tremendously, because that was the closest thing we had to God, to the Creator. To us, our dad is the world, the Creator. Until we grow up and we see our own role and so on and so forth. But this is how we are seeing them. So when they pass, we still are conditioned to think of them as we always did. So it becomes a big blow. But remember that a very big person, our dad, loved us so much and had so much hope in us. Hoped that he treated and trained us in such a way that we could pull it together when it's necessary. And when they pass is one of those very necessary times to pull it together. To honor them by showing that we can handle it, Dad. I'm replacing you, Dad, just like you handled everything. This is your job right now, to fill his shoes, what he taught you, how he was, how he dealt with this. Use his knowledge, wisdom, strength, power, image, and become him when you need to. Deal with life to show him wherever he is that he can rest. He can be assured that you can handle it. You won't be sad. You will laugh. You don't need to live the future and today with the memory of the past and not allow the present moment to offer you the life that it is encased in it. Do not kill the present and the future possibilities and the gift that the life has to give you with the memory of the past, which that memory of the past is all that memory, but you're trying to keep it alive and transferring it, projecting it to every Christmas that it comes, which in turn you start resenting your dad that is turning something wonderful that he shared with you when he was alive into something that is not so happy anymore. And that should not be a responsibility of your dad. He didn't want to create this kind of thing. The time that he passed happened to be Christmas, but he didn't want to ruin the Christmas for you. So in fact, you got to reverse it and make sure you'll be happy at Christmas time. Think of the wonderful things you did with him at Christmas time. Make Christmas a pleasurable, happy occasion because it's a special time for you, because it's the time that you remember by your dad even more because that's when he left. Not because he left, now I'm going to allow this feeling to make every Christmas for the years to come a miserable time, which would end up that I would think that my dad actually caused Christmas to be miserable. You want to make Christmas special because of your dad, not Christmas to be a day of sadness because your dad is responsible for that. I don't think he would really want you to treat it that way. So I want you to be jubilant on Christmas because it's the day you remember your dad, even specifically, because that's the day he left. Celebrate his departure because you think he has departed and he doesn't exist anymore. He was made out of energy. The energy doesn't die. The capsule that was holding his energy, his body, that was here through the body to experience his life, he did. But the experiences, the wisdom, and the things, the contribution to the world and society and the universe made the universe a little bit wiser. And when he left, only his body is not visible, but what you don't see is that his wisdom, his energy never disappeared. It just turned back to where it came from. It can't go anywhere. Energy cannot die. It just changes its characteristics. And his energy captured all those experiences in the consciousness and memories, and then it returned it back to the universe and helped the universe to grow through his experiences of life. So I don't believe my father is gone. Physically, yeah, but physically wasn't his life. He wasn't the physically thing. He was the invisible part, the mind, the energy. And that energy and the experiences always back to Akashic library, back into the universe. That's how universe grows, through us, through our experiences. So I hope that you will feel your father's presence, his energy. He's around, he helps things grow and develop, and you should celebrate the day that you remember of him. And let Christmas be Christmas in his name. Special meaning now. All right. Don says, I put the tree up today. Good. I do all the Christmassy stuff. Good. Just for the children. No, for you as well. Don says, thank you, Mehran. You're quite welcome. Don says, I'm bored with Christmas. Being a single parent, it's a tough time. As you know, we are all going to Barcelona. Oh, yeah, you said so, didn't you? In January. So I'm focusing on that. I can't wait. Wunderbar. Good. Enjoy the Christmas. That's a special time of the year. That's your dad's day. Think of it that way. Celebrate with him. We're going to go to who? Surprising. Says, hi Mehran, I work with my ex. Ooh, my condolences. Says, which moved on after a week and she told me she loves the new guy. Okay. And You guys fall apart just because some girl loves another guy. Big deal. Who is that girl that whom she loves determines your worth and value? What does that mean? Who is she? What has she done for the earth, for the world, for this, this experience of life? And she's just another entity, biological being, and she's going through her own, finding her own way in the universe, isn't it? So her choice is her choice. It doesn't take anything away from you because she loves somebody. So, okay, yeah, your worth and value is based on who loves you or who doesn't love you. No, bullshit. People are just like you. They can change on a dime. Today they like ice cream. Tomorrow they like, I don't know, mice cream or whatever. Mice cream, what the hell is that? Or whatever. So, so you can't be hung up. Oh, after a week, she loves another guy. So big deal. Or you had spaghetti last week and you loved it. And you had spaghetti, for a few times a week, yeah. And today you had pizza and you loved it. So what does that make spaghetti? Bad now? It doesn't taste any good anymore just because you like pizza? No. Spaghetti still remains spaghetti, as popular and delicious and nutritious as ever. So you're the same as before. Whether she loves you today or loves somebody else tomorrow, doesn't make any difference to you. That's on her. That's a reflection on her. Her choice is not a reflection on you. Who she pays attention to doesn't make you better or worse. So understand that. And he says, which moved on after a week, and she told me she loves the new guy and she just sees me as a friend. Okay, big deal. Say, well, good for you, because I really don't see you as anything. I'll move on. Says, yeah, exactly. Me too. I see you as a friend, but I don't know. But I don't have much time to spend with you. But so I hope that you're happy with your guy. That's it. How can I move on and act? How? How do you think? What do you think Christopher Columbus did after he put the first step onto America? I mean, it's one of those questions. It's very obvious what he did. After he put the first step, he had to put the second step. He couldn't stand on one leg. So the same thing with you. You say, how can I move on? You just take one step out with the other one and move on. Any direction you want, toward anything you want. Her actions does not stop you from doing whatever it is you want to accomplish in life. It's just your idea that, I can't have sex with her anymore. So big deal. She's giving it to someone else. So big deal. She's not the last girl on earth. So go on, respect her wishes and respect yourself as well. And live your life as wonderfully as you can. You don't need her blessings or her attention for you to be able to go and accomplish what you want to accomplish. Whatever she does, it's on her, and you do whatever you got to do. And he says, how can I move on and act as if I see her every day? Yeah, well, so you see her every day. You see her as someone who has lost you, not someone that you lost. You got to have confidence in yourself. What do you think the most important thing is it that happened to her? She lost you, and you're a special and important person. So you look at her as a loser. Not that, I look at her, I look like a loser. No. You look at her as a person who could not actually see how good she had it with you. That's it. So when you see it that way, then you think of her, well, she's not that smart, is she? Therefore, But if you focus on the fact that I want sex and intimacy, and now she's giving it to someone else, and now I don't have that. So that means she was better than me. She's important because I could get pleasure from her. But you can't base a relationship on the pleasure that you receive. The relationship is far beyond that. The pleasure that you receive is available everywhere else. It's like saying, I like the ice cream, and because the ice cream is not being in the hands of other people, then I have to be very jealous about the ice cream shop that he gave it to. No, well, there are other ice cream shops. Go and buy it. If they don't have any more ice cream here, give it to other ones. So you go and get it from another store. You're just making a big deal out of your laziness to go and find other relationships and be friends with other girls that are more suitable and more qualified. You don't think much of yourself. That's why you think she's so important. If you start thinking good about yourself, confident, accomplish things, and focus on building your life, then you feel worthy and more valuable in your own eyes according to your own standards and plans. Then you will look at her not as so important because you're done so much and you're capable of doing so much. But if all you think you are is based on the amount of pleasure you get, and she holds the pleasure, the ice cream, and she's giving it to somebody else, then suddenly you feel like, oh, she's more important than you and you don't have much to offer. That's not the case. You simply got to say, what she has, I can get that from any girl. What I'm looking for is someone not just to get pleasure from, someone that I can bond on consciousness level, someone intelligent, wise, and compatible. And obviously, because of her choices, she's not the one. Because if she was, she would still be with me. Because she's not, therefore she's not compatible, and she's not the one that I can bond on consciousness level or build anything with. For that reason, I don't want pleasure from her. I don't want ice cream from her. I go find that ice cream from a better ice cream maker. Anyhow, I hope you get the gist of it. And that is male 32, and you didn't tell me where you're from. Guys, don't forget, now I'm going to get a little bit tough. If I don't see all those three things that I want, age, gender, and where you're tuning in from, I will pass on the question to the next. Okay? Psyche says, and it is making pressure upon my studies. No, you're making pressure upon your studies. She doesn't. Why? Because you're just having your nose up her ass so far deep in that you can't see your books. Get your head out. Focus on what it is that you're supposed to accomplish. Read your books, learn it, understand the value of what you're learning and the studies for your future. Even if you're interested to have a good family, you got to have a good education in order to be able to be paid attention to for the girl who's expecting some husband to have been educated and be able to put food on the table, have a good job. So you got to work on that, not constantly thinking about, oh, the girl who left me or doesn't text me. Forget it. Focus on more important things. And the most important things right now is for you to finish your studies. When the time comes and you're ready, you have a good job and all that, then you'll pay attention to who's qualified to be your girlfriend or who finds you qualified to be. And the thing is, if you don't do your best in your studies, pretty much no girl of value is going to find you interesting to give you the time of day, let alone be your girlfriend. Because what are you going to do for her? What can you provide? You didn't even, you weren't even strong enough to do your studies when a girl left you. So what kind of a man is that? Show power and prove to yourself that you're far beyond what you think you are. You're not just as important as your girlfriend having a girlfriend. You're important on your own. And then you'll have things to offer to the girls and they'll see it. If they think that your importance is in them, they don't want that. They want to see a man who's important on his own, and then he is offering that capabilities and manners and importance and accomplishments to the relationship. Not that he's nothing and he wants to be something through having me as a girlfriend and find the relationship the reason for his importance. No girl wants that, so don't fall for that. Sandy says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Sandy. It's been a while, but I always listen to your live text. Well, I'm delighted that you do. Thank you for your support. I would be grateful to have people like you constantly pay attention to this channel. Hip Hop and Rap Instrumental says, hi, Mehran. Hello, Hip Hop and Rap Instrumental. That's a little bit long one for me to address you by. Says, how are you? I'm 31, male from the UK. Hello, male 31 from UK. says, I recently have been struggling with my mind state, set my arm on fire. What? Set my arm on fire and needed skin graft. Why did you do that? I'm involved with counseling. Any advice to clear one's mind? Listen, you're dropping a bomb on me, and without having a detailed information and a discussion with you, I can't consult with you properly, because I don't even know what state of mind you are, what caused this, what you're going through, what's the background, what's the roots of it, and I need info. So if you're interested, by all means, go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, make an appointment, make a 1 hour appointment, I'll give you 1 hour complimentary, so we'll have 2 hours. And then that'll be a good start for us to figure out what it is that is caused such devastating bad decision. Don says, I put the tree up today. I do all the Christmassy stuff. Oh, we did read that, didn't we? Am I reading that again? And Don says mice cream. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know where that came from. A mice cream. Let me have some tea here. All right. Lycanthropus. What is that? That's a screen name. Come on, guys. What's going on with you guys? Is it the first time you guys are here? What about the protocol? I won't answer a question anymore until I have those 3 little things. Gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. So, what is it? Lycanthropus? Sorry about it, dear. I will wait till you put those information in before I read your question. For God's sake, I mean, even if somebody comes into the room of a party, would say hello. I mean, you guys come right at the gate and just say, is no contact always the best solution? I mean, you ask a question without even saying, here I am. This is my limited information for you, my gender, age, and where I'm tuning in from. So let's abide by those rules. Chris says, hi, Mehran. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're well. You're well. Thank you very much, Chris. Good to hear. Good to see that you're here. And Ella says, hello, everyone. Hello, Ella. And again, Ella and everyone else. Don't forget age, gender, age, and where you're tuning from. SKC says, me and my wife have been married 11 years. We have a son who is 10. She's currently pregnant with our new boy to be. I wanted to hold her belly to feel close to my son. She said no. That hurt me. And then you went and burned your arm? Is that what you're telling me? Me and my wife have been married 11 years. We have a son who's 10. So, okay. Was the man, or who's the man, says, love to see you again live. Much respect, my friend. Hello, who's the man? Thank you for being here and for your kind, warm words. Cameron Joyce says, hi, Mehran. I have a dilemma. Welcome to the bank. Bank? I want to say welcome to the group or the gang. I said, welcome to the bang. Well, you know, this is what you get when you drink chamomile tea. All the time. No pep in it. God, I feel like I'm on something today. I don't know what. I just had my shake and I had crystallized beet powder in it. I had spirulina in it. I had my greens, which is made out of 100 million different wonderful things, and I had my protein vegetarian shake without sugar, and I had an avocado. I don't think there is there is anything there to get me the way I am. However, we carry on. Sanki says, "Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Get your act together, buddy. I want to hear next time you say you're doing good school, you're focused on your future. Why? For many reasons. Putting food on the table at the same time, because you want to have a nice wife, which could only find it if you have made something worthy out of yourself. And you can do that by studying, finishing your schooling, and having clear mind to focus and build something out of your life so you can offer it to some wonderful woman when the time comes." Don says, "What is that tea?" Yeah, it's chamomile by Stash. I usually have a chamomile. What is it? It's a British one. It's probably the best chamomile tea I've ever had in the form of these tea bags. It's very posh. I think it's called Taylor's. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's called. I don't remember. I think it's called Taylor's. And Cameron Joyce says, where is it? Was Cameron the one that I said I need the info? No. Yeah. Cameron says, the one who said dilemma. Okay. Cameron Joyce says, male 19 UK. My ex has contacted me for the first time in a month. She reached out and wanted to be friends, but I don't really want to go down the route in the case I catch feelings in her. Good idea. Tell her we were friends and we escalated the friendship level to boyfriend-girlfriend. And usually if it doesn't go any further, it's just no reason to go back one step to friend to go where? Because it's supposed to be acquaintances, friend, then something more, and then possibly boyfriend, girlfriend, and so on. So say, okay, we were here and we were at friend zone, and then we became a little bit more, and then boyfriend, girlfriend, and then now broke up. So what is, if we become friend, what are we trying to accomplish? All kinds of questions, and why you seeing this guy, or you say why you seeing this girl, maybe. No, it's good for her because she will have a male around that she can trust, you, and then it will boost her up and make her feel good, and then but she's looking outward and appreciating attention of the others. So refuse that. Says, no, that's all right, I wish you well, and I'm sure that you will find many friends, and I'm sure there will be lots of guys looking after you and wanting to be friend with you, and I don't want to be one of those because I already were. And I'm not sure even if I want to be in a relationship with you anymore, because we tried that, it didn't work. So I wish you well, and I'm here if you need me, but otherwise, good luck. And she says, but I don't, he says, but I don't really want to go down that route in case I catch feelings again, yeah? And Cameron says, as it will just be one way straight. Yeah, that means for her, yeah, okay. But I don't want to come across as rude. No, you don't have to be rude. Just denying something, refusing something is not being rude. Depends on what it is. Do you like a tomato? No, thank you. It's not rude. But if you get a tomato and throw it on the person's head, well, that's rude. But you don't have to do that. So, do you like spaghetti? Yes, thank you. Or no, thank you. Okay. Do you want to be friends? Yes, thank you. no, thank you. It's not being rude, just by saying no. But say it the way I said. Say, it just has no place for us anymore. And I don't know what your purpose would be, because usually when a girl or boy become friends and they've had a past, they gotta ask themselves, why are we getting to be friends? Is because we feel insecure, we don't have enough attention, so we want to get each other's attention to feel good about ourselves, so we can then approach other possibilities. Well, that's not gonna feel good for one or either one of us or both of us. So it's not healthy that way. Definitely not for me, because I will be just there to, give you the confidence that you need, having me around, but that's not my interest um, for a friendship that with a girl that I am somewhat compatible, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be healthy for me. So, but I'm here if you need me. But however, I wish you well, and I prefer we'll go our separate ways, since we don't have any future, at least as a couple. Says, but I don't want to come across rude because she's not in the best of places mentally, and she reached out to me for support, and I did say I would be there for her when we split. Yeah, but what is it that you call she's not in the best mental place? I don't understand it. If the girl breaks up with you, then why is it that you should feel guilty that she's not in the best state? Well, it was her choice, wasn't it? So she must be in a great state. She got what she wanted. Why are you supposed to be apologizing for what the girl is denying you, which is a relationship? And she has all the right to deny you. That's her life. And you respect that. But why do you have to feel guilty about it and now still trying to suck up to her or make her feel good? Oh, feel sorry, dear, that you took my heart out of my chest and stomped on it. Don't. It's okay. Would you like me to bring it, something else to smash on it? I mean, you can be kind and be there for her because she's a woman, and you got to be appreciative and loving and protective of women. But if she comes right out and says, okay, I broke up with you, but I'm in a bad state. I mean, why would you think she's in a bad state? If she has a mental problem, she got to go to a doctor. If she doesn't, then what is it? Cameron says, placed mentally as she reached out to me for support, as I did say I would be there on split. Cameron says, I meant street on straight, not straight. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Let me go. Well, she's on the street? Because I don't want to be feeling again as it will just be one-way street. Yeah, okay, one-way street. Yeah, okay, that's right. So, hip hop and instrument says yes. What do you mean yes? She didn't want you to put your ears on her stomach to hear your son, and then you went and burned your hand. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you think by doing such you are creating some kind of a territory for yourself or respect in her mind? Or by burning your hand, did you actually feel good? Hurting yourself for being denied of certain things that you preferred or wanted to do, is that going to make things just the way you wanted it? It's just going to add another difficulty. So why would you ever think that another negative, another something bad will fix the previous thing that wasn't sitting right with you? How could that ever happen? It's like saying, I don't know, I'm hungry, I'm dying from hunger, so I'm going to kill myself. Well, I don't think that's that was your first reason to complain that about not having food. You wanted food. You said, I'm hungry. I'm dying from hunger. That means I want food. That means you got to do something to get food, not to go kill yourself. So you wanted to listen to your wife's tummy to get close to your son. And she says no because she was uncomfortable. And, at that time, there are lots of things that could go on a woman's hormone, and she may not have been in the mood, or somehow, for whatever reason, I don't know the background. I don't know what's going on with you guys, because you're just given one paragraph, and I'm supposed to diagnose. I don't think I'm that good. If I am, I'm not that good. So I think that you simply should have understood that, okay, that's a preference. She's the one who's carrying the child, and today she doesn't feel like having, I don't know, spaghetti. Tomorrow she doesn't feel like having cabbage. That doesn't mean I should get upset. So today she doesn't feel like letting me to listen to her stomach, and tomorrow she may. Or if she doesn't, or she doesn't supposed to mean anything about my worth and value, and I'm supposed to now up the ante and do some weird things to dominate her and force the environment and make her feel that I must get what I want. And that is not manly. That is not manly. That is putting pressure on your family, on someone that you're supposed to protect. You're supposed to protect your wife. If nobody, the one who's carrying your child. You're supposed to protect them. Make whatever it is comfortable for her. So if she says no, she says, no problem, dear. Not that I'm going to burn my hand, so I make sure that next time I'll ask it, she'll feel very sad. These are dominations. These are narcissistic behavior. I don't believe from your kind words and proper wording and looking for answers and researching to see why you did that, you are definitely not a bad person. You're wise, and you are trying to find solutions, and obviously you're reasonable and seems to be looking for proper ways and answers. So I'm not clear. So he says, what I did was wrong. I regretted it within 5 seconds. Yet my son is my king to be. And you want to teach your son how you can rule the kingdom is to by forcing people or putting them into difficult positions to feel sad and sorry about their decisions that they make, which is supposed to be based on freedom and democracy. They should have the right to make a decision that is good for them. But you're teaching your kid that if you didn't get what you want, you got to go do something to yourself. And then when she can or he can't handle that, what is he going to think? That maybe if he can't get something, you got to go do something to other people. So you're setting the stage for him to become a criminal. Someone who's going to be a narcissist. Someone who's not going to be loved. You want him. You love him so much. Therefore, you must want him to be loved. So teach him how to be loved. How? By showing your own love toward him, his mother, and respecting their wishes and bringing comfort to them, and not making them feel uncomfortable and unsafe and frightened, and feel that they're in the presence of someone imbalanced, that if he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to kick his head out or burn his hand or break something, and they're going to shiver to their pants. And that's not good. That's not showing love. That's not teaching love. And you got to show them by loving yourself, being kind and caring and protective of your own persona and your person, physical and mental, so you will be a good teacher and a good role model to that king that you call your son, or to that son that you call your king. So don't overdo it. He's a son. He's a kid. He's not a king. And don't make up stuff. Neither you or him or the mother are kings or queens. Just be a decent human being, good father. Take care of them. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love them. Be kind to them. Make them feel safe. That's your job. To make them feel safe. Safe from what? From dangers, from not having things that brings comfort to them, and safe and protected from your own behavior. Your job is to keep them safe, make them feel safe, even from your own desires. That is when you introduce democracy to that kingdom. Otherwise, the first chance they get, they want to be away from you, because no human being is going to trade freedom to domination of some kind for whatever, food, whatever it is. They value their freedom even more than food. So learn it, get it to your head. You love that kid, show them by example what love is. Taking care of them, being good to them, bringing safety and security and protecting them, and taking care of yourself, loving yourself, making sure you protect yourself, be safe in your behavior, your mentality, and bring that balance that you're trying to get through violence of some kind. That will never happen. So, I hope that you understood what I'm trying to say. All right then. And he says, no, that's why I'm scared. I do not want my son or daughters to make my mistake. Therefore, start valuing yourself. Start seeing your role as an important person to be there for them. In order for you to bring comfort and safety and security for them, you must take good decisions and take good care of yourself. And do not fly off the handle, because that does not set a good precedent in their mind, and it doesn't teach them what it is that you want to teach them. So don't be afraid, just think it through. What is the effect of what I'm thinking or what I'm doing going to be on them? Before you make an action, think about the reactions and think about the effect of that action of yours, that decision of yours, on them, on their psyche, on what they see, on their comfort, on their feeling of safety. And then see if that's going to bring them happiness and safety and protection and feeling good. Then you may decide to do it. Otherwise, don't do it. Always ask, not what is good for me, what I think it's good for me, how is it going to affect them? Think about how what you do is going to affect them, what they see and what they feel. And then decide if you should do that, what you think is right for you to do. Because at the beginning you think, oh, I got to do this, I'm angry, I got to do, you do something. But right before you do it, you think, if I do it, what's the effect of it on the one that I really love and I say I love? My son, my wife, I care about them. So what's the effect of what I'm just about to do that I think is so important for me to do? What's the effect of it on them? Physically and mentally. Then you'll see it clear. Oh, it's not going to look good, because how would I think if somebody is doing what I'm about to do, somebody else would do? What would I see? What's the image of that? How would I think of it? Would I feel safe when they do these sort of things in front of me? No, I wouldn't. Therefore, if I do it, my kid and the wife will not feel safe either. They will feel uncomfortable. So that should help you to figure out, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? All right. Anyhow, you're more than welcome to go on my site, mind@seekstruth.com. Make an appointment and we will discuss it further in detail. And Don says, I'm sorry, but your actions scare me and I'm nobody to you. Aha. I can't imagine how scared your wife and 10-year-old must have been felt. Please get help. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he is. He's a gentleman. He is aware of his bad behavior and bad decisions, and he's full of love. he's full of love, and he knows it. Somehow he needs to make sure that his uh, impulsive responses will not translate into action right away. So whenever you come up with something that you feel the urge to do, such as burning your hand or throwing something or breaking something or something violent physically or uh, verbally, just get a hold. Just say, okay, time out. I want to analyze this before I allow it to turn into action. I want to analyze this thought, this explosion of emotions, before it turns into action, before it represents itself to action, before the thought that I have in my mind translates into action. I want to get a hold, and I want to think about it. I want to take it to the council, and you have a council in your mind. It's a council. How does this look? The council says, well, imagine you did it, or imagine somebody is doing it in front of you. That exactly what you're about to do. Imagine somebody in the room, some other people, not your family, some other people are going to do the same thing that you're just about to do. How would you feel? And you close your eyes and you look and say, holy shit, that doesn't make me feel safe. That brings tension and stress to me. So obviously, if I do it, that's going to bring tension and stress to my wife and children. Holy macaroni, that's going to make my wife feel really, really upset and unsafe. And that's going to hurt the health of my son, possibly, who isn't about born, and the one that we already have. So then on that imagination, you'll say, oh, okay, that's not good. Therefore, I vote against this thought to become an action. And you honor that vote from your judgment, your thoughts. And before you know it, you have changed the foundations and the roots that causes you to make these decisions, because you keep voting against it, you're changing your conditioning. And those conditionings somehow try to help themselves. But my suggestion is definitely to talk to your psychologist, talk to your psychiatrist, talk to your doctor, because I'm not a doctor. And therefore, I don't want to diagnose or bring about any remedy for you. These are suggestions of a layman. Therefore, I want you to talk to your doctor, to your psychologist, to your psychiatrist, and discuss with them how they can help you. Sometimes it could be of certain discussions that they will have with you. Sometimes it could be some blood tests that they will see there is some kind of a chemical deficiency or something that needs to be added, and then they will fix it up. No worries. So I would urge you to consult with your physician and go from there. And you can take these techniques as well if you think they're going to be helpful after you talk with your doctors about it. And he says, I love my wife, yet we are not compatible. We both got married at 19. I love her, yet she hates me. I love her, yet she hates me. Well, listen, I'm not sure, but I don't think she hates you. I think hate is a very strong word. You have children together, and she's pregnant with another one. So obviously, she probably is scared of you, or she might be intimidated, or stressful, or not sure how you're going to behave the next minute. That is why it's so important for you to talk about this with your psychologist, psychiatrist, and your doctor, and then get that taken care of and have a wonderful, loving time with your family. And she says she wants to move on and divorce. I can accept that as much as it hurts. My son's love is taken away. Mentally, it scares them both. I wish I could rewind time. No, you simply got to elevate yourself to a higher level of um, understanding the effect of your actions on others, especially your loved ones. It is contrary when you love some people so much and then you can't protect them from your own outbursts and things that are not logical and balanced behavior. So I'm sure you can do that. I'm sure you can have that wisdom to see if I love them, that feeling of loving them must then mean I cannot and I'm incapable of creating a scene or a atmosphere that they would feel that would make them uncomfortable. So that should be your motivation. Because I love them, I want to protect them, including my own behavior and action that could possibly cause them distress and unsafe feelings. And he says, I would never hurt anyone physically. I would rather take it out on myself. At the same time, it scares my loved ones mentally. Look, I think once you talk to your doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, and you're under their care, then you make an appointment with me and we will go to the roots of the matter and talk about how you're put together, what has your conditionings been, why is it that you pay, what is it that you think that you have the need to do such things and have such reactions, and then we work on that. But I want that to be first in conjunction with the care that your doctor is going to give. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. Therefore, I want you to talk with your doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist. Be under their care, discuss it with them, see what they advise, and follow their advice. And then you can make an appointment with me and we will talk about things that is not medical. And we will figure out how we can recondition our consciousness as far as why we feel that we got to behave this way. What is it going to do for us? What is it that I feel? What is the role of my fear, my ego in there? What about the conditioning of my consciousness? That is the extent of stuff that I can talk to you about. But provided you already discussed it and under the care of your doctors. Take that seriously because you're a good man. I feel that. And therefore, you deserve to have the best care. That comes from your doctors. And says, I'm in contact with my GP and mental health. Ah, good. I'm delighted to hear that. That's a powerful man. That's a wise person. I'm mad at myself. You should be. For making her feel scared. Yes. I understand that. That's the last thing I wanted to do. Yes. So don't be oscillating from like being this way and then suddenly always, trying to make them forget by rushing flowers and candies and doing all the, stuff. Just be balanced. But the most important thing than being all that nice, the flowery type of thing, is that never allow your behavior to go to the extreme that could make them feel uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. That is your trick. That before a thought that is going to generate motivation for you to turn it into action, become an action, you quickly take a moment and discuss with your counsel. And counsel is in your mind. How is it going to make them feel? What would I feel if somebody out there in some place would have behaved in this way that I'm just about to? Oh, I would feel not comfortable, would I? Therefore, and I'm a man, so therefore, my wife and children would feel terribly bad if I allow this thought be turned into an action. Then you vote it down and you decide, I will not let this thought to become an action. Because actions come from our thoughts. But once we think of the thought that has introduced itself in our mind and decide if it's worthy of becoming an action or not, then we can stop it. Then we'll know how it's going to make others feel before we turn it. And then we begin to recondition our consciousness and our behavior. But don't forget, Your GP is the key there, which is going to introduce you and follow up with your psychologist, psychiatrist, and they have the remedy for you. I'm just a layman here. Says my wife laughed when my arm was on fire. Yeah, because she was scared and hysteric and worried about you, and she just wanted to make it in an atmosphere that you wouldn't be more mad to do something even more drastic. So it was maybe a nervous laugh, or fearful laugh. She didn't know. I don't know why, but this is most logical because she obviously cares about you, and she was worried about how you're going to react now, because apparently you must have been reacting weird once in a while. And yesterday she said, set your other arm on fire. Well, she's just being saying something. Don't take it seriously. It says, I'm not going to blame my wife. I should have my own mind in control. Yes, of course. And you can. With the help of your doctors, you can. Continue the advice of your doctors. And of course, you rethink before you allow your thoughts turn into action. Because it is thoughts that turns into action, action into experience, experience into knowledge, knowledge goes into memory, and conditions the field of the known, your consciousness. So we want to change that by every time that a thought comes, before it can have a chance to become an action, we try to imagine what kind of effect it will have on our loved ones. First, we imagine if we're somewhere else and a bunch of people about to make the same kind of a action that we're about to make, and see how it's going to make us feel. Or it's going to make us feel stressed and tense and fearful or whatever, weird, unbalanced. Then if I do that, that will make my family feel the same, so I'm not going to do it. So quickly, you can see it before you actually make it to become an action, and you stop it from ever it become an action. That's maybe a beginning of reconditioning your consciousness. But again, as I said, make sure you discuss that with your doctor. It says, I used to control negative vibes very well when I was in my 20s. Now I'm 31. Somewhere lost those skills. It really doesn't need to be a skill. Just don't believe your thoughts. Thoughts are stupid. Thoughts are not wise or smart. Thoughts are just thoughts based on the things, and negative thoughts come along, and you have no idea why they're there, but you're not supposed to take them seriously. I have a book called Transient Thoughts and Me. You might want to download that. It's in the form of an ebook, and you may want to take a look at what it says about transient thoughts. And again, none of that is as important as your discussion with your doctor, psychologist, and psychiatrist. As you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. I don't want to diagnose anything or bring remedy to anything. These are just layman's talk, and you can read my book and listen to what I say, but most importantly, you got to consult with your doctors, and then I'm sure you'll be fine. All right, let's see. Have we lost everyone? All right, looks like we've answered all the questions here. At this time, and since there is no more questions, I would like to say, let's see, maybe there is a question that I've missed here. Psyche says, sir, by listening to the case of... Yeah, okay, I've answered that question, Psyche. Surprising says, I'm Romanian, I forgot to specify. I also feel that my trust is broken because although she wasn't with me, she forgot all the promises like it was nothing when she met the new guy after a week. Yeah, well, so big deal. You think too much of her, as if she's like, what, some wise of the world. She's just another biological entity, and with her own limitations, and this is how she would deal with things. But somehow you think because you would get pleasure from her, that pleasure means she's also the has got the highest level of smarts or wisdom. That's not it. Pleasure is not smart. Pleasure has nothing to do with the persona of that person that you're in a relationship with. Do not judge that person based on the pleasure you receive from her. The pleasure is separate, and the persona, the center, the consciousness that makes her act and feel and react and behave the way she does is different. So when you separate the two, then you won't give too much of a value to someone who doesn't deserve to have that kind of value, based on just the fact that you love to be with her because that's what you're programmed to enjoy, to be with your girlfriend. But that is not a evidence to think of her as anything more than what she is. Another human being with her needs and limitations, and this is how she's dealing with this. She just forgets the promises she gave you because it's a person. But you think, oh, pleasure, who's so amazing to me, makes me feel amazing. Pleasure does, and pleasure is the one who makes this decision. No, pleasure has nothing to do with it. Pleasure has no brain. Pleasure is a feeling you get from this connection, this interaction. It's her who is limited in her understanding of honoring her promises, and that's simple as that. So that disqualifies her for you to think of her that she's a great candidate for you. He says also the thought of them having sex is unbearable. Why? You think of her too much. She's just a human being. She's not like your God. But you feel godly when you have sex with her, but that doesn't mean that she's so wise and balanced and elevated and faithful. She's just another human being like you. And she's going through something that she does. Okay, that's good for her. Let her make her own decision, respect her decisions, wish her well, and respect yourself and move on and wish yourself well. Don't have to get stuck in thinking that the whole world has been summed up into her, whatever. All right. And you think that she's having sex with somebody else, like everything we had doesn't matter anymore. Who cares if it matters or not? It mattered when it mattered, and it's a memory now, and you have an opportunity to go on and experience other wonderful things that awaits you in this world. You can't sum up the whole world experience, a life experience, to one relationship with one woman. And she can't feel that the whole world is about, one relationship or one man. And these are the ages that you guys haven't found what you're looking for or want to be committed to. So therefore, somehow you got to move on. But that doesn't mean that when you guys were together, it didn't mean anything. It meant exactly what it meant then. But then you evolve, and now it doesn't mean what you guys meant to each other then. But then it did. Just because it doesn't mean right now that you guys are going to be faithful to each other, that is the feeling you have now. It doesn't mean that it nullifies whatever you guys at one time in the past felt about each other. That stays the same, and it was correct then. It's not like that was a lie. No. That was true. And this is true, but it's changes. Time has changed, she's changed, and that's all. Nothing more. Dawn says, I need to go now. Night, night, Mehran. Have a lovely weekend. Night, night, dear. Have a lovely weekend as well. See you next time. And Hip Hop says, I feel ashamed. Well, yeah, one would feel ashamed because we are intelligent being. You're intelligent being. You're responsible. You're kind-hearted, and you know it wasn't good. So you are feeling it, and that's good. Use that to remind yourself that how you feel when you make such a negative behavior. It says, I do not want my son to be like me. I want them to be strong-minded and the best way can be. I feel like I messed up. Yeah, okay, we all mess up once in a while. That's why we go to our doctor and we discuss it and we get remedy and then we are back on track. So it's not the end of the world. You can fix it by your compassion, your behavior, and your balance. Don't just try to convince them that, no, I'm good, I won't do it again, and please accept me as. Just say how you feel to them, that you think it was wrong and you should be more stable and you're sorry about that and you make sure this wouldn't happen again, and then leave it. But just by your proper loving and kind and considerate balanced actions from now on, you make them see what you actually want them to see, rather than focusing on the words and their compliance and agreeing with you and all that. Don't worry about that. Just let the nature take its course. You do your best and they will see the truth themselves. So don't beat yourself on the head. Just be in touch with your doctors and follow up their instructions and focus on thinking, judging before you allow a thought becomes an action, and then go from there. You'll be fine. He says, my sons will not make my wisdom and advice due to my mistakes. Yeah, but you can fix it. They're still young, and you can show them that you have changed and you have learned from your mistakes and you have grown, and that's what a man does, learns from his mistakes and grows and develops and becomes a better person, especially that you're in contact with your doctors and psychiatrists, and you're getting their advice and under their care, and therefore you're helping yourself to become that person that you want your family to be proud of and the image you want them to have of you. And that can happen. You are a good man. I can see that, and you want to protect your family, and you will do that against anything, including against your own negative or sometimes bad behavior. And that's a sign of a good man. And Surprising says, thank you for your guidance. Your answers are very helpful. It was my first serious relationship. Maybe that's why. Oh, of course it is. Don't worry about it. This will all be fine. Okay, guys, it looks like we have no more questions, and it's been 1 hour and 38 minutes and 57, 58, 59, and 39 minutes now. So, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again. And he says, Scape says, thank you, Mehran. I do not care about me. I just want to have my son and wife to not do my mistake. I want them to grow and love life. Therefore, that is your motivation to take the advice of your doctors and behave kindly, considerably, and refrain from negative behavior, emotional outbursts, and show them how a balanced person should behave by thinking his actions through before thoughts become an action, and then making sure everybody feels safe and comfortable, including yourself. That is how you show love and teach love, by first acting with love and judging with love, taking care of yourself and putting them first, how they see, what they see, and how they feel first, before you think about your action would make you feel momentarily good or not. All right. Luna says, thank you, Mehran. Good night from London. And thank you very much for being here, Luna. Thank you all to be here. Again, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here. Look forward to talk to you soon. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others. Until next time. Bye for now.